And the haters can't stand it. Premier Boxing Champs, PBC, they announce an upcoming fight that you want to see. Former super middleweight champion Caleb Plant versus former two-time super middleweight champ David Benavidez in broad daylight. Woo! What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. So Caleb Plant posted this. He says, I went and made it happen. Contract signed. See you next year. Angry face. # revenge tour. I made a video about this already, so make sure you guys check it. But you know, I gotta express some thoughts on this before we move on, right? Because I thought ESPN sources told the world of boxing that the fight with David Benavidez and Uzcategui was scrapped because of, quote, public backlash. So you see it right there. David Benavidez, Jose Uzcategui has been scrapped, sources tell ESPN, after public backlash surrounding Uzcategui's positive tests for a PED ahead of the planned November 2021 fight with Benavidez. The rescheduled PBC on BOUT was set for January. So let me tell you how this works. There's a lot of people right now in boxing looking real bad. ESPN being one of them. You know, from doing stuff like counting how many times Devin Haney clinched to the next fight they have, big fight with Lomachenko, he really should have lost to his sparring partner, and they didn't have any kind of clinch counters or anything like that. Now you got ESPN boxing reporter who told the whole world, and I believe this came out yesterday, right? He told the whole world that his sources said that David Benavidez and the Uzcategui fight, which was only a rumor. Keep in mind, the fight with Benavidez and Uzcategui was thought to be the case. And you know what? This now, how it all played out, and you could call me crazy and call me a conspiracy theorist, but this is how you find leaks. This is how you find moles. It's an old, almost mafia trick or any type of gang, because you see Premier Boxing Champions, right? They've even posted this 5 hours ago. So on top of Caleb Plant and David Benavidez acknowledging that they're fighting each other, this is PBC Premier Boxing Champions page, and they got almost 1 million followers, as you guys see, 975. So they've even posted this, and I've seen even people like Showtime Steven Espinoza comment on the fight. I don't know personally if the fight will be on Fox or Showtime, and given how wrong ESPN was with this whole fiasco and blaming David Benavidez, Uzcategui not happening over public backlash, I would let the company PBC announce what network is getting this, because I strive on my channel for accurate, reliable, and relatable information. I like to be, Forensic Files Ego. I like to be real scientific with it. So this looks bad because ESPN, and again, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but hear me out. They put out basically a bad story. They had this reporter, Coppinger, and he put out a story, and that's how you detect leaks. Like it's like if you suspect that you have a hole in your tire, in your car tire, an old trick is to get a spray bottle and fill it with water, and then you spray on the tire, and then if it starts to bubble up and kind of pus, so to speak, like hydrogen peroxide, then that's how you know, because that means it's the rubber in the tire, but it's also air pushing out of your tire, so that'll expose a leak, and then you know you got to get a fix-a-flat or switch your tires out, right? So that's an old mechanics trick. But in the same vein, that's how you determine and you spot a mole, is you put out a piece of bad information and sources tell this person that, and the bad information, like, Uzcategui, David Benavidez, that particular fight was scrapped because of public backlash. And then that's not even the truth. And then the person puts out the story and it damages their credibility, as is the case here. And then, surprise, the very next day, PBC is saying, we got David Benavidez and Plant contract signed. The fight is agreed. They've already commissioned my dude GCG Designs to do the graphic, and then it gets announced. And then both fighters confirmed it. I went and made it happen. Contract signed. See you early next year. So in 2022, we've already have an announcement for a great fight that we've all been wanting to see if you're a real boxing fan, early 2023. I don't know the exact dates or particulars. Stay tuned. And then Benavidez even confirmed this. He said, hey, it's official. Benavidez versus Plant. You can't hide from me anymore. I'll see you soon. And he on demon time with the little devil face. So again, call me a conspiracy theorist, but this looks bad on ESPN because they put out a completely different story. Now, I seen people, they bid on it. And we got to talk about the haters. They said when this story ran from ESPN, they're like, aha, this was a trash fight. And Uzcategui, like the story even said from ESPN that David Benavidez Uzcategui it collapsed because of public backlash and people hated the fight so much, especially after Eddie Hearn's fighter, Conor Benn, failed a drug test. Now, Uzcategui did fail for the REPO, which is a synthetic version of EPO, which is a hardcore synthetic. He hasn't fought, to my knowledge, since that particular fight with Benavidez got scrapped and canceled. And Benavidez went on to fight Kieron Davis. And, you know, despite that, that had nothing to do with it. This was just a name that was floating around. And again, when you see how this story came out and then a day later, the actual Plant Benavidez gets announced, I wouldn't be surprised if that was intentionally leaked, you know, to either spot a mole or to make ESPN or the reporter look bad, because this is a great fight and nobody even cares about the Uzcategui fight. And if you think about it, it makes no sense for Benavidez to risk it fighting a guy with like Uzcategui, and I would favor Benavidez, so I'm not saying the risk is him necessarily losing, but it would be foolish for him to fight because there could be a headbutt, and then the headbutt is over the eyebrow. Now you got to cut 3 cuts in your eyebrows trying to wild out, like Jay-Z said, and now you have an injury or a cut, or you dislocate your shoulder, and then now you don't have time for this fight. More specifically, Caleb Plant, he said, I will see you early next year. So there wouldn't even be time to fight Uzcategui anyways. But even if this fight was happening in May, you still don't want a chance, putting Benavidez in with the separate guy, and then he gets injured or he gets cut or he loses. Anything can happen, or it looks shifty, or almost loses, or anything, gets knocked down. It looks stupid. So again, I strive to give you guys reliable and accurate information. A lot of people look crazy right now. This is an amazing fight. We're getting it. Today is November 3rd, 2022. I said, notice the usual suspects who constantly berate PBC, Premier Boxing Champs, and they say stuff like, oh, Caleb, he knocked out Darrell, so there's no reason for PBC to not make a Caleb Plant fight versus David Benavidez in 2023. Those same people are very slow to react to the news that we're actually getting the fight, and it's been announced in 2022 that they're fighting in 2023, and we already have the news. So, my page, of course, follow me on the gram. I'm the king of Instagram, is lit. Everybody seems to be thrilled that this particular fight is going on, and I even asked the fans to rate the fight. So I said this, I said, no kizzy, no cap. You got to give Caleb Plant his propers. His run is real crazy. He fought Canelo for undisputed 4 belts. His next fight, coming off a loss to Canelo, was Anthony Darrell, who's a former 2-time WBC super middleweight champion. And then he knocked him out, knockout of the year type of win and victory. And then now he's fighting another back-to-back former 2-time super middleweight champion in David Benavidez. You can't say many people are moving like that. So much props and kudos to Caleb Plant. Who is that? To Caleb Plant for, making that happen. But I asked you guys, make sure you guys follow me at BoxingEgo1. Says, dang, what is Canelo doing? Plant just entered his way to the slaughterhouse. Oh, that's my guy with Team Benavidez. Boxing Ego be on it. Plant is good, but he's going to lose. And I asked you guys in the comments to rate this. I said, rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. Look, 10 easy, 10 definitely locked in for this. Are we doing the Ego watch party? Absolutely. 10, Plant is in for a long night. So everyone seems to enjoy the fight being announced. And, you know, really off the heels of the whole situation with Errol Spence and the letdown from Terrence Crawford moving on to fight David Avalanche or whatever, you know, this is what boxing needs. So fair play and congrats to Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, grudge match, bad blood, a long history. And this is the gentleman's sport. And they have the awesome opportunity to settle it in the square circle, plus get paid. So shout out to these brothers on the screen. I'm locked in for this one. You know, I've been wanting to see it. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, let's have at it. But again, a lot of people, and I'm going to continue talking about this. I'm going to continue giving you guys that real spiel. A lot of people look crazy because people were saying, oh, this fight needs to happen, and Showtime and PBC, they're running out of money and, you know, closing down. I think even Broner said that before he went to his new streaming app. He said Showtime ain't got no money, PBC run out of money, they're going to be fighting on Facebook. And then you see a major fight like this that people have been clamoring for still when it's prime. Like some people, they wanted to see it when Caleb Plant had the belt and Benavidez had a belt. Things played out how they played. But with Caleb Plant having a sensational knockout over Anthony Durrell, it's as good of a time as any based on that statement win, mutual opponent, and this type of performance, and him, you know, doing the gravedigger stuff and looking spicy. It's a great time. And you got to give, you know, I'm not saying don't give Benavidez props, but you got to give Caleb props because his run is, like I said, looking sick. You got Canelo, then you got Durrell knockout. He never been knocked out like that. He got knocked out for the first time by Benavidez, but he wasn't on the ground and couldn't get up for minutes, and there's bad blood here. And then for him to fight just on the Wilder card in October and sometime early 2023, after that type of performance, stay sharp and fight a super dangerous opponent like David Benavidez. I mean, you gotta give props to Caleb Plant. You know, also for David Benavidez, he's been asking for a big fight and he didn't back down when one came to his door. I got more stuff to say because Canelo also looks very bad in this equation. He's the super middleweight undisputed champion. And then you got guys that Canelo beat, like a Caleb Plant, and a guy that people want to see Canelo, I was born ready, fight, like Benavidez, and they about to fight. And it's a non-title fight because Canelo has all the super middleweight belts, but this is better than anyone Canelo can fight in terms of a blockbuster. Boom. You never know. Boom. Subscribe to the channel SLC, subscribe, like, and comment. I am the best in the business. And I'm out. A lot of people ask me what I use to create content. Things like YouTube thumbnails that generate thousands of views. For the first time ever, the cat is out of the bag. I use Canva Pro, but Canva Pro is so much more than a YouTube thumbnail maker. Use Canva Pro to curate content for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, and a whole lot more. Flyers, flowcharts, you name it, with Canva Pro. Click the affiliate link in the description to get Canva Pro. Many features, elements available to you. Take your brand to the next level. Invest in yourself. It takes money to make money. So sign up for Canva Pro today. Happy creations. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.